Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm in my backyard right now and it's kind of hot, to be honest, but there's our garden. If anyone is interested, we're like just built this thing for our tomatoes. So we have tomato plants like what is my hand doing? We have tomato plants up front here, and then that big bush in the back is a raspberry bush. And then we also have like peppers and lettuce and some purple cabbage, snap peas, all sorts of things growing in there. But just so you know, that's my background. I wanted to get on here to do like a reintroduction to my channel. I haven't been on in the past couple of months because a lot of things have changed in our lives with Elsie, etc., etc. So just a recap on who I am, what I'm about, my family, allergies, etc. My name is Melissa, and I am the mom to two little girls. Their names are Elsie and Ingrid, but we call her Gigi. And Elsie has had severe allergies and chronic eczema since she was around 4 months old. Allergies at around 4 months old, and then eczema around a year. So this channel, I wanted to start a channel where I could kind of tell everyone about our journey, keep family members updated, but also share a lot of the things that have worked for us just with food, diet, products, you know, just everything lifestyle. The wind. So we're doing a few different things with Elsie right now. We have tried so many different allergy treatments. She is 4.5 years old, so she's still quite little, but we have tried. So when she was around 1 year old, we got her blood tested for the top 10 or maybe 15 environmental allergies and the top 15 food allergies, and she tested positive on nearly every single one. So ever since 1, we've known that she has had severe allergies, and we avoid peanuts, eggs, and sesame, and fish at all costs. And then for environmental allergies, her top 2 are dogs and birch trees, but she's also allergic to grass and different pollens, and she has a hard time with chlorine and pool water, etc. You know, she's very sensitive to a lot of different things, but those are kind of her top contenders. And so, hold on, I have like hair all up in my face right now and it's itching my face, tickling it so bad. So my biggest piece of advice in handling allergies, depending on if you have them or if your child has them or if you know someone who has them, my biggest piece of advice is that it's not just one thing that has helped with Elsie's allergies. It has been a slow and steady process to get to progress within Elsie, but it's been a lot of little things that keep adding up. So don't feel overwhelmed with what I'm going to share or what you've heard or what your doctor has told you. I would just recommend starting with one thing. Just start with one and build on it and build on it and build on it. And then it just becomes a part of your lifestyle. Okay, so we've been doing 2 things recently with Elsie that have made a huge difference in her allergies and her skin. And the first is SLIT, which stands for Sublingual Immunotherapy drops. And then the second is moving more towards a pro-metabolic lifestyle. So with SLIT, I'll create a separate video on it just because there's a lot of information and resources that I want to give you guys, and I want it to be easily accessible. But basically what they are personalized allergy drops that you take 3 times a day under your tongue, and they're extremely effective. extremely safe. You have to go through your pediatrician or like through a practitioner to get prescribed for them, but then you can just go straight through the company to like reorder your drops. You reorder them every 3 months, and it's like taking allergy shots, only so much more convenient because you take them in your house and under your tongue, so they're non-invasive as well. But your practitioner will like test you for allergies, and then what they do is they take the antigens of what you're allergic to and they put it in this bottle with glycerin, and then they do really, really small amounts, and then they continue to add a little bit more and add a little bit more and add a little bit more until your body is completely immune to those antigens. So for environmental allergies, it's not a promise, but the statistics are like 80 to 90% of people who see the drops all the way through are completely rid of their environmental allergies. And then for food, it's a little bit different. It's more that you can safely be around those foods, not that you can safely eat them. So for cross-contamination purposes or touching or etc., they say it would be when you're through with the program or when you're through with the drops, it would be safe to then do those things, but it might not be safe to eat them. So that would be something that you, depending on where your allergy is, if it is something if it's a peanut allergy that's super severe or a peanut allergy that's mild, that would be something that you would then work with your practitioner or, figure out on your own if like what you're comfortable with. But anyways, slit has been the hardest thing with slit is it's just subtle. It's just over a long period of time. So we have been on it for around 6 months and have noticed a huge difference in Elsie's face and her eyes. Last year she had a broken hairline all around her head. Her eyes were just watery, red, puffy. And this year her hair has started to grow out. Her face is not, and like she would even get like red lines kind of down the front of her face, and we haven't noticed that. I mean, rarely has that happened where she'll wake up and her eyes will be red. So she's only been on the drops, like I said, for 6 months, but we have seen a difference, absolutely. And it is like when you do the drops, you're in it for the long haul. So we'll be doing these drops for probably 4 to 5 years, maybe even longer, just because of the severity of Elsie's allergies. But if you have mild allergies, you would maybe only need to be on the drops for a year or two, because they would start you at a higher dosage. With Elsie, because of where her allergies are at, because of how severe they are, they had to start her on such a small dose, and then we'll work our way up to bigger doses so that her immune system continues to grow stronger and stronger. Now, the second thing is going pro-metabolic. I'm getting really hot and I'm having a hard time explaining pro-metabolic to you guys, but basically it is nose to tail animal eating, to leave nothing to waste, to eat all the organs, all the fat that like livers and hearts are so nutritionally dense and so good for us to be eating. So it's part that, and then it's part also sourcing to eat as local as possible. Raw milk, raw honey, just, fruits and vegetables, carbs. There's no restrictions to it. And Fallon, so the two girls who run the Freely Rooted podcast, their names are Corey and Fallon. And Fallon, I believe, was paleo for like 6 or 7 years of her life and got down to only being able to eat around 7 foods. She lost a ton of weight. She, her teeth started to get, stained, and she, you could just tell that she wasn't getting the nutrients that she needed by being on such a restrictive diet. And so being pro-metabolic is kind of unlearning all of these things and relearning how to source your food the right way and how to eat, how to expand your horizons on different types of meat, parts of meat to eat, regenerative farming, all of these things. So it's a really big sphere. It's not just one specific thing. It's also about eliminating PUFAs, which stand for polyunsaturated fats, and those are like seeds and nuts and those types of oils. So if you're interested in this, I would highly recommend listening to the Freely Rooted podcast and starting with the first and starting with the first podcast, where Corey and Fallon talk about their autoimmune diseases and how they have healed themselves by going pro-metabolic. Anyways, I have bought Fallon's cookbook and I've bought her meal plan, and so far every recipe I've tried has been delicious. And what I want to do is kind of vlog my way through a lot of these recipes and show you guys how I make them and what works for our family and what we're liking, what we're not. But so far, out of everything we've tried besides Slit, going pro-metabolic has been, I've seen a lot of change in Elsie and in myself. So Elsie's skin, we still have to use steroid creams on her, topical steroid creams, but she has had more energy. She has been waking up earlier than she ever has before. Meal times have become so less stressful because we're just eating a wide variety of foods, and there's just so much to learn about pro-metabolic. But I think one of the biggest things is to make food homemade as much as possible, and to also pair protein, like animal protein and animal fat, with a carb. So when you're gonna have a snack or when you're gonna have a meal, to try to think of that, like that ratio. And I've seen just within going more, like implementing more pro-metabolic ideas, I've started to see again subtle differences in Elsie. So I wanted to update you guys on that, and then tell you that I will also be taking you along this journey with us, because it's been fascinating, and I'm hoping that it will help you guys as well to kind of experiment and see if it's something that would work for you too. So other things that I've done too that are under the pro-metabolic lifestyle umbrella, so I've started to make my own bone broth. I've started to add collagen into a lot of the things that we eat. So in pancakes, we have pancakes most mornings, in coffee, like in my latte, in soups, in most of the stuff we eat, I try to figure out how I can add collagen to it. And then also gelatin, that's a big one. So I get my gelatin off of Thrive. I love Thrive for a lot of pantry staples, but you can get gelatin, good gelatin anywhere. So those are some things that I've been implementing more as well. And then I haven't started implementing eating animal organs, but I'm hoping to within the next couple of weeks. And like I said, I'll vlog that so you guys can see how the beef and liver meatballs turn out. And I'm just going to be going through Fallon's cookbook and kind of sharing specific ones that I think will be interesting for you guys to see, and ones that I personally like. And I'm gonna turn the camera around when I'm done and just show you what I'm looking at right now, because I feel like this scene looks beautiful, but the scene I'm looking at is the exact opposite. Okay, here's what I'm looking at right now. This is our Bubba wand. This is one of the pancakes from this morning. And then this is just the deck. This is everything. And there's the garden, the beautiful garden. That's what you guys were seeing. This is what I was seeing. This specifically is what I was seeing. So thanks again for watching, you guys, and for being interested in our journey. I'm really hoping that this can shine some light on allergies and on SLIT and on a pro-metabolic lifestyle, all these things that we're implementing and seeing change within Elsie and within ourselves. I think it just weighs on my heart to share this with other people, because it has been such a challenging season of life for us, but it's also been such a learning season of life too. So I always want to be learning, and I always want to be trying out different things if what we're currently doing isn't working. You know, there's always a different answer. There's always another path to take. So yeah, thanks. Just thanks again for watching and for being a part of this journey with us. And I'll see you guys in my next video.